Let's do mouth stuff!
With Brendan Hunter!
Hi there. I'm nearly famous Earth human Brendan Hunter. You might not know my face, but it's possible you've seen my voice. I have had a rather celebrated career in the auditory arts. You see, when it comes to being an actor, there are many different mediums and disciplines one could work under. And I've often said that voice acting is the great equalizer, because it doesn't matter how you get in front of that microphone, it just matters what comes out of your mouth into that microphone. Now, you probably already know how to breathe, but if you don't, here's some suggestions. Now, if you're like me, you probably already know how to breathe. Or do you? You see, many of us breathe quite shallowly into our lungs. And while you will be utilizing your lungs, it's also important to engage the diaphragm. Hey, that pear shape you've always wanted, now it's yours all the time. Yes, filling up this balloon of air into the lower back and lower front will give you the breath support you need to perform magnificently. Come along. Now, you might be asking, why are you not wearing any pants? Well, that's because in the voice acting world, you don't even need to. You see, when you're in the studio, basically, you're anonymous. No one sees you. They just listen in on their headphones from wherever they are in the world. And you basically get free rein to do whatever needs to be done to craft your performance. It's like the holodeck, except without the holodeck. So, how can you be a voice actor too? Great question. Perhaps you'd find some inspiration from going to www.brendanhunter.com, a resource and a connectivity hub for the industry, not just here in Canada, which means the village, but around the world. So, would you like to know more? Follow me. We're going on an adventure together. I know what you're thinking. Acting can be scary. You sometimes might feel like you're a bit out of your element. Well, what if I told you that when it comes to voice acting, you get to control that environment quite a bit better than other places? In fact, if you're feeling a case of the frights, eek, you can probably put the shade down on the window or put a blanket over yourself for comfort, have a seat on a stool, because in the voice booth, you really do get to set the mood. Thanks, Jimmy. Now, as we go along our journey of discovery together, you're going to find many milestones in your career. You're going to get comfortable with your diaphragm breathing so you have breath support to last for days. You're going to get to a point of diction and articulation where your pronunciation and enunciation are par to... what would be the word? Without equal. You'll get to the point of with your diction and articulation that your enunciation and pronunciation are equal to none. But there's some steps to get before then. Like those ones. And now that we've got them, we are ready to work. So, what's an appropriate way to use your microphone? Well, a good rule of thumb is about a hand's breadth away from your microphone. You might have a pop screen in front of that, but it gets pretty close. So that'll help eliminate blowy pee noises and other icky sounds that our wet bags of meat make when we are making vocals. And other terrible sounds that our wet bags of meat make when we're pushing air through them. Come along. Ooh, chill in the air? Me too. Good thing we can rely on the comfort of our vocal training, because now we are ready to give to the world in ways that it has never heard before. Because your voice is like a fingerprint. None are exactly the same. You might even sound like someone, but your life experiences and the way you interpret emotions, intelligence, and message will be different than anyone else's. Why don't we go to this spooky castle for a bit and see if anybody's home? Well, that was quite the little adventure we had. But now I think we can safely say we're ready for the big times. So what comes next? Well, I'm glad you asked, because if you're ready to take your voice acting to the next level, and why wouldn't you? You should probably connect with me on www.brendanhunter.com. Whether you want some in-studio practice, in a booth with real equipment and engineers getting all kinds of great feedback, or perhaps it's time for you to cut your demo, I'm here, I'm ready, we're going to work together just great. What's that, Jimmy? Wait a minute, how did you get here? That Jimmy. Well, that's all for now. Welcome to being a voice actor. It's always like this.